Hello? Is anybody there? If anybody is here, please tell me if you can hear the volume because I like turned off all my volume and turned off my do not disturb and turned my ringer off so that hopefully we are not interrupted. Hobie's here with me. Anyway, I thought you guys might, I should start some live streams so that we can keep each other entertained while we are all sequestered in our various towns and homes and stuff. So if anybody's here, I'm going to try and pop up occasionally. Hopefully, um, hey, from Illinois. Can you hear me okay, Terry? Hey, Carlene, good to see you. So I'm filming on my phone instead of my laptop today for lots of reasons. So hopefully, okay, thank you that you can hear me. I'm not using a tripod even, so I'm sorry about the shaking. But you know what? It's just a temporary solution for today. I was planning to use my studio. That way you can see Hobie. I was planning to use my studio, but the kids are home from school and the studio's upstairs and I didn't want to bother. Mara's taking a nap. Patrick's on videos with friends. So I thought I would just come to you informally today. Little Hobie is tired. Hey, Maria. Hello. So the situation here in Cincinnati is that school is on spring break now, officially since yesterday. And so with spring break on, we've got a week off with no schooling, which is fine. And then starting next week, the week of the 23rd, they're going to digital learning. So Patrick and I work at Patrick's school. So I'll be home working from home for 2 weeks, and he will be doing his learning for 2 weeks from home. Indiana University is doing the same exact thing. So they're home for spring break this coming week, and then digital learning, online learning will happen for a few weeks after that. So we are all just hanging out. Tom also is working remotely, mandatory working remotely from work. So he is home, but he's not home. He's off doing whatever he's doing. So, but we are all going to be around. And I thought, you're probably all going to be around too in some capacity. So I intend to increase my live stream videos for the next 3 weeks. Hopefully, I'll be doing them very frequently. I have no plan for a schedule. So, hey, thank you, Tina. So I'm going to just do them spontaneously when it fits the schedule and it fits with my family's schedule. And then you guys can hopefully have a diversion in your day. Because I won't be able to go to the nursing home to see my stepdad because they've stopped having visitors. But this week, Hobie went with me for the first time to the nursing home, and he sat on my stepdad's lap and bed and hung out for a while, and that was awesome. I have never seen him be so calm as he was that day hanging out with my stepdad at the nursing home. So yeah, he did great. He may have turned a corner even with his crazy puppy ways. I don't know. So since we got Mara home from school Thursday night, he's been sleeping with her, and college kid schedule. So I don't think he's been sleeping quite all the way through the night, and so he's tired. And I still have a cough from the bad cold that I had 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. So when I laugh, I get a little coffee. Animals know when to be gentle. Absolutely. He did great. This dog, he does not sit on laps unless you have a blanket on your lap. He won't just like sit on your lap. But when I visited Dave, I was sitting on the edge of Dave's bed and he sat on my lap. He just sat there and let Dave pet him for several minutes. And then I put him on the bed and I moved a chair over and I sat on the chair next to the bed, and he laid on the bed with Grandpa Dave. It was great. He did really well. And Grandpa Dave, my stepdad, I just refer to him as Grandpa Dave, for the kids' sake. He doesn't love pets or animals. He's always been a they belong outside, kind of thing. but he smiled and was petting him, and he seemed really happy for the diversion, at least. And then a couple other residents of the nursing home got to see Hobie in the hallway as I was making my way to his room. So he was a little angel. I was so proud. So anyway, um, I hope you guys have liked the last videos I did. So I just did a mosaic video this week. Um, you went from 1 case to 46 overnight. Young adults keep hitting the clubs. They think they are safe. Yeah, it's been hard. Your son didn't know what was going to happen with the virus. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to know. Like Mara and her age group, the college kids, are um, they feel like they're invincible, which I get it. But also they like don't sleep well and don't eat well, and their immune systems are probably down because of stress and communal living and that kind of thing. So while they are young and healthy, they also have a lot of risk factors, I think, because their immune systems are taxed because of stress and not eating well and that kind of thing. So it's probably still good that the college kids come home, but it's rough on everybody. I think it's not like I work in a high school, Patrick's high school, and all the sports are canceled, and we don't know what's going to happen with prom, and we don't know what's going to happen with AP testing, and Patrick's supposed to go on college visits, and all the colleges are closed, and um, he's supposed to take the ACT. Like some kids took it today, but um, I mean, he's supposed to take it again in April. Like, we don't know what's going to happen. So it's just like everybody's got to just relax. So hopefully we'll do more of these live stream conversations and just hang out together and, not miss each other and have a nice diversion in the middle of the day occasionally. I think that's fun. And um, I hope to read some more books. I hope to clean my house. I hope to crochet a lot. So I have I have this book I want to show you in just a moment, but my teaching engagement for, yeah, thank goodness for yarn things. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of the states like Virginia, like, I mean, here in Ohio and Kentucky and Indiana, our surrounding states, everybody's like closing down. And we were lucky that spring break is this week anyway, coming up the 16th through the 20th. So that was already a planned week away. And that gives the teachers, unfortunately, they needed a break too, but at least it gives the teachers some time to learn how to use like some of the online platforms that maybe some of them have never tried before. And our IT department is going crazy trying to help them get up to speed. And I would love to do that too, not just because of this situation, but for a long time I've been wondering about how to get a online teaching platform where I can have a dialogue with you guys, and I want to be able to see what you're doing too. Like, I'd love it that we could have a platform where you could show me your work and ask me questions, and I could I could teach. Look at this, I got a new ponytail. It's extensions. Where I could teach and like look at your work and answer questions if you wanted that. And so now maybe I'll look into like a Zoom platform or see what's going on. But anyway, as I started to say, and then I got distracted, I'm teaching April the 4th at the Northern Kentucky Crochet Guild at, I don't know how to say it. It's at a winery. And as of right now, we are still on because it's not a huge group. So right now, hello in Illinois. So right now the event is still on, and I'm going to be teaching the Bruges triangle cowl. I forget even what I called it now. In my book, One Skein Crochet, I'm going to be teaching that for that group. And right now there's not a huge group that's going to be there, but I mean, right now they're deciding that it's still on. I think I'm the only teacher, but yeah. Oh, thank you, Carlene. Yeah, I'd love to. I need to figure it out. And so while I'm home, even though I'll be working from home, I imagine I'll have some free time to crochet. and I would like to figure out a way to teach virtually anyway. And I've been talking about it for a long time. And while certainly teaching on YouTube is a lot of fun, but I don't get to see you, and I don't get to see your work and have you show me your work so that I can answer a question. So I'd love to find a way to do a virtual crochet class where we could interact even more than this. So, oh, thank you, Carlene. But the Bruges cowl that I'm teaching for this class, April the 4th, is the one in the new One Skein Crochet book. So, but I was so proud of that Learn to Crochet Bruges Lace book, Learn Bruges Lace book. But I suspect that because it didn't have the word crochet in the title, it just says Learn Bruges Lace, that people didn't understand what it was, and so it didn't sell as well. Here, I'll give you a better look at Hobie here. He's looking, his fur is quite long right now, but he's he's my cutie. He's my little lamb. He's really soft right now. He's really, really soft with the long fur, so I really like it, and I've been avoiding. Yeah, thank you so much, Moose Gal. Everybody, if you could please hit, smash the like button, I'd really appreciate it. With his long fur, he's really extra soft. He doesn't like to be petted when he's sleeping. He's gonna fall right onto my lap. He thinks he's a cat. He thinks he's a cat. Like he sits up on back of the couch just like our cats do. All right, here you go, Hobie. He's looking out the window. He's so funny. Anyway, so what else is going? Anyway, so sorry the camera is jostling. Every time I laugh, I bounce it. So I am planning to crochet a lot since I'll be home. I'm really excited about that. I just finished a hat for Mara's good buddy at school, and so I wrote down part of the pattern, and then I got in a hurry to give it to her before winter ends, and because I was running so far behind, and so I gave her the hat without writing down the rest of the pattern. So I guess I don't have a photo. Yes, I do. On Instagram at the Ellen Gormley, there's a photo of me wearing a red, like slouchy hat, and it was like maybe 3 or 4 posts ago, and that's the hat I'm talking about, and that's the hat that I designed for Cadence, Mara's friend, and so I'm going to write down that pattern. It's basically a cables at the crown and then cables that go down with layers or stripes of front post double crochet. So I think it ended up with a really nice texture. So I worked on that recently. What have you guys been working on? What are you guys working on? Do you have plans as you hunker down, as you do social distancing? Do you have plans to crochet? Oh, your other dog, Boxer Pit, sat on the back of your love seat. You've been following me for years. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, my soothing voice. Oh, what a compliment. Thank you so much. So amigurumi, where I just have not been able to get, I don't know the word. I like amigurumi. I love some of it. Some of it is just adorable. Let's see. You've got 6 works in progress. Wow. I have right now probably just 3 or 4, but they're all like video ideas for you guys. So like I've got the really big, extravagant, oh, the red and white. Okay, this is the pink. So funny. Okay, I am so distracted. So this is from my book, Afghan Design Workbook. And that's the back. And all the ends are popping out. So this is every bit of 8 or 9 years old, this blanket. And it's fuchsia. And it is 2 different rectangular motifs. It's kind of blocked or out of shape from using it so much. But it is from the book. And it's 2 different motifs from the book. Go Crochet Afghan Design Workbook. It's fuchsia and like a taupe color, and I believe it's Lion Brand Vanna's choice yarn, if I remember correctly. But that's from my 2011 book. Oh, the new one. Okay. Oh, you can see it now. Yes, good. I'm glad you have that book too. So let's see, what else was I saying? So I've got the hat. Oh, I've got swatches in process to teach you guys for on the YouTube channel. And one of them is the massive pineapple. Remember, I was doing the pineapple series and I had like the beginner pineapple and then an intermediate pineapple. Well, this one is like the extreme pineapple. And it is taking me so, well, it's taken me a while to make the swatch just because I work full time now and it's harder to sit down. But I don't know. Ooh, new blankets for your new baby granddaughter. Oh, good. Um, I don't know if I'm going to teach this extreme pineapple because that's going to be a heck of a long video. It's like a 28 row repeat and it's very intricate. So I don't know how I'm going to handle it yet because I don't know that anybody wants to watch anything that long where I don't have like a pattern available. So maybe I'll just do like a, I don't know. I don't know how I'll handle it, but like I'm most of the way done with the swatch, but I don't, so I've got the pineapple, extreme pineapple in place. I've got another Tunisian, oh, thank you, Carlene. I've got another Tunisian stitch that I'm working on. I just did the mosaic stitch for you guys. Seems like there's another one. Oh, the other thing I was working on was making lots of step outs or like pieces of the, oh, I could do it in a week. Well, but yeah, but I have to break it into pieces. I don't know. The extreme pineapple is long. Like it would take me, I don't know, a 2-hour video. I don't know how I would do it. So I'm still thinking about how I want to get that done for you guys. So, and then the Bruges cowl from One Skein Crochet, I'm making step outs or pieces of that pattern so that I can teach it in person April the 4th. So I'm making those step outs. In the meantime, I'm still in constant contact with Candy Jensen, who, you know, is a crochet and knit legend, and she was the original owner and producer of the Knit and Crochet Now show. And so, you know, she's always got ideas cooking up, so I'd like to get in on the on that action at some point maybe. But I also want to be more independent. At this point in my career, I feel like I kind of want to be my own boss, and I'm super grateful to Candy for her mentorship and friendship, and I'd love to be in partnership with her. But I also want to be independent and do my own thing and be my own boss, and YouTube allows me to do that, so I'm really grateful. So a couple weeks ago, by the way, just because I have this sitting next to me and I wanted to show it to you, I went online, I went on Amazon and I ordered another crochet stitch dictionary because you can never have too many of those, right? So it just arrived. It's another Japanese one, 300 stitches. And so I have, the only reason I bought it was because it was Japanese and because I knew I didn't have it already. But there's some beautiful stitches in here and I'm very excited. I feel like the Japanese designers just have such a gorgeous sensibility about them, and they, you know, just really, I love it. So the diagrams are always awesome. The photos are always beautiful. There are a couple swatches in here where they use like a mohair yarn, which is a questionable choice because it's like really hard to see the swatch. But luckily with the symbol diagram, let me see if I can find you an example. With the symbol diagram, it's really clear, of course. So these are like, look at the lighting. Like some of the swatches are with like mohair yarn. And so you can't even really like see real well the stitch definition. But that's only some of them. And the rest of them are, you know, the regular like smooth textured yarns where you can see the stitch definition much better. So yeah, see, isn't that gorgeous? Lovely. So I'm excited to play with some stitch patterns in that book. And I missed your comment that just came through, and I don't know how to touch it on my phone and go back and read it since I'm using the phone instead of the laptop today. But what else are you guys working on? Did you guys hoard some yarn just in case? Did you hoard some yarn, or do you already have a sizable stash? You can get out your One Skein Crochet book and start working through some of that stash. Or you could support some of your yarn people because, gosh, they're canceling everything. They canceled the Dallas Fort Worth Fiber Festival, the DFW or whatever they call it. They things are getting canceled left and right, different events, and so I worry about all those vendors and places going under. So if you feel like buying some yarn, consider like the smaller places that might be having trouble if they're closed down. But this is all a time for us to be prudent, right, with our spending. So staying with your stash and using it up for the One Skein Crochet would be a great idea. How do you learn to read diagrams? I have a video for that. So I have a couple videos for that on learning to read symbol diagrams, and then also on the playlist that is like, I think I've called it Read and Stitch, where we read the pattern and we read the symbol diagram, and together I stitch it for you on camera. So check out those symbol diagram videos that I have on my channel, because there's several helps for that. Also, when I did, I think a few of the Tunisian and a couple of the pineapples, like there's a symbol diagram in the video and we work together. So just working through it and like listening and reading along visually, I think you'll pick up on a lot. It's really, but there is one specific, thank you, Carlene. There is one specific video, or maybe two, on like reading symbol diagrams. So check out those first and then go watch the Read and Stitch playlist, watch that playlist, and I think you'll pick up the most of it, the most that you need to go on through the stash. Also, my One Skein Crochet book, and any book that has symbol diagrams plus text, you can always cross-reference the symbol diagram and the text, and that'll teach you both how to read the text and also how to read the diagrams depending on what your strong suit is. The Japanese books are symbol diagrams only, which is fine because most of us don't read Japanese, and so the visual cue is all that we really need anyway. So I hope that's helpful. I'm gonna see if I can turn the camera around because Hobie is playing. He's playing with his dinosaur, and he's so darn cute. So I thought, I haven't done any just for fun videos for a while of the pets. I haven't done the pet show videos for a while. But anyway, but I did do the unraveling video when I was sick, which was fun because then I didn't have to talk on camera, and I had fun playing with the sped up motion and the reversing the motion. So I learned a few things in the process of doing that video. So that was fun. So, oh, I thought of something else. Okay. So also I have 2 nieces who are both having babies, July and August. And we just found out that my niece Erica, whose baby is due first, her baby is a girl. And Jessica, Erica's sister, so there's 2 sisters, our nieces are sisters, they're both having babies this summer, and it's the first and second grandchild for my sister-in-law and brother-in-law. And we don't know if Jess and her husband Nate are having a girl or a boy yet. We should be finding out next Saturday. I'm very excited, but I need to design something for them, don't you think? So I'm trying to decide if I should design, and you guys can help me vote. You can help me decide. Should I design blankets for them? I mean, that's a traditional gift. Do you guys need more baby blanket ideas? Do you want a different idea? Do you want baby hat? Excuse me. Baby hat ideas? Do you want, so think about it and comment on this video if you like, because I want to make them something, a layette set, little cardigans. Yes, one of a kind, yes. So you're watching my hands. Oh, yeah. He was probably watching my hands. Yeah, I did was petting him a little bit too, and so now he wants to get up and play, and he's over there playing. Oh, oh, I'm hitting the wrong button. I'm hitting the wrong button. There you go. So he's playing there. So it's also allergy season here in Ohio, and so Patrick and I have both had bad colds the last couple weeks, but you know, it's just a cold. It's like not a big deal. Like I'm 99.9% better, and Patrick is probably only 70% better, but he's doing fine too. Cough drops and tissues, lots of just typical cold stuff. Oh, buddy wants to play. Cap, bonnet, cardi, and booties and mitts. Oh my goodness. You saw when people order from places like Ice Yarn that it should be avoided, that you think do I think it's safe to order by mail? Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't see why not, because I mean, do the research with the CDC, but it sounds like germs only like last on surfaces for so long. And so I would think that you could like receive the yarn. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, yeah, chill out, people. I'm just an allergy sufferer. I don't have the virus. But when you receive a package into your home that is something like yarn or fabric or something, like, can't the virus only last, like, doesn't it only survive so many hours? And if it's like, if you bring it into your home, excuse me, and you know that it's fabric or yarn, can't you just keep it sealed up in the box for like another 2 days and kind of like kill the virus with like suffocating it, because it can only last so long? I don't know. Like, I'm not an expert about it, but I mean, that's my thought about it. And like, if you were to order clothes, I would just wash them and then wash your hands and throw away the box. But yarn, you can't really just like throw it into the washing machine. Polyester and acrylic yarns melt. I don't know, is this virus heat resistant? Can you like, wonder what would happen. Wonder what would happen if you put like cotton yarn in the microwave for like 3 minutes. You ordered a blanket December 10th. They said it had already shipped. I asked if it was safe. 2 weeks later, they gave a refund. It didn't clear customs? Oh, wow. Well, I mean, if you order yarn domestically within your own country, like, you can have a guess. But I'm not real worried about goods and products arriving in the boxes, because they're sealed in boxes and a virus only lives so long. Carlene, you could maybe help us out with this because you're a nurse, right? So like, I don't know. I'm just not worried about it, because the boxes come sealed up and they have no access to multiply. Like, I don't know. Darn Good Yarn is having issues. Well, they make their yarns from saris, recycled materials from fabrics, so that makes more sense. Like, I can see why they would need to be especially careful. I'm not saying don't buy from them. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I could see, because their raw materials come from recycled fabrics, that would be something that you would want to ask or pay attention to. But I don't know. I'm not real worried. But I wonder, though, and my one train of thought was, like, is this virus heat resistant, or does heat kill it? Or does the freezer kill it? So, like, other things, like, and just, I am not a scientist. Yeah, just wash your hands. But in terms of like the germ being on the product that you receive, like, I know other things, like some illnesses die when you have an ice frost, because it can't survive in the frozen. So I'm like, if you order some yarn, and you're kind of suspicious about it, can you just put it in the freezer overnight? Will that kill the germ? Can you put cotton in the microwave for 5 minutes and see what happens? Will that kill the germs? I don't know. It's just, isn't that funny? I don't know. But in terms of like, I know germs like don't survive extreme cold or extreme heat a lot of times. So if we apply heat or cold, does that solve the problem? I don't know. Should we have an experiment? I don't know a way to do that. You could let the yarn sit for a couple days before using. Absolutely. They're doing lots of cultures to try and do different ideas, so I could be onto something. I don't know. Like, it's just common sense. Like, I'm not a scientist by any means, but like, you know, as soon as the weather gets nice enough, I intend to open our windows here at the house and get some fresh air daily. And you know, I try to use hot water to wash dishes, of course. So you just looked on hard surfaces that can last up to 3 days and 24 hours on cardboard, but it's unknown at this point of heat or cold. Okay, like just bring the package into the house, wash your hands, don't touch the package for a couple days, and it should be okay. Like, but I'm not an expert. Don't take my word for it. If you are an immunocompromised or vulnerable person, you take whatever precautions you need to take. But I'm not going to stop ordering things or playing with yarn that comes from other sources. Maybe I'll put it in the freezer. Can you imagine my family going into the freezer to get out a frozen pizza or ice cream or something, and they're like, what is this yarn? They were shocked that it lived on a surface. Okay. But I mean, and they said steel surfaces for sure, like you clean it. The longest test you've heard of was 9 days for some viruses, but who doesn't wash surfaces for 9 days? That's a very good question. But then again, like the blanket, I haven't washed this in 9 days, you know, but I don't know. You know, we just do the best we can, and what will be will be. It has a generally poor survivability on surfaces and poses a low risk of spread from one person to another. Okay, well, from surfaces. Yeah, like, anyway, it's a very good question. So when I bring things home from the grocery store or whatever, don't lick your blanket. Caroline, you're awesome. That is so funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's so funny how some people think that hand washing for 20 seconds is a new idea. What cracks me up is all the people hoarding hand sanitizer. Like, why would you do that? Why wouldn't you hoard soap instead? And if you're sequestered at home and you're not being introduced to new germs, you don't really need a mask. A mask is when you're already sick and need to go out. So you really only need a couple masks if you think you are sick and are going to be going out. If you're sick but not going out, you don't need a mask. And if you're not sick, you don't need a mask. So it's weird how people are stealing them from hospitals because, I mean, if you're just at home doing nothing, there's nobody to infect. So you don't need a mask because the only people that you're going to infect are your family, and they're probably going to be infected by your household anyway. So anyway, Mara had some masks left over from Korea because when she was there last year for a month, I mean, they wear masks pretty frequently when they have bad pollution days. So definitely be careful if you're a vulnerable person or if you live with vulnerable people or you're going to be in contact with vulnerable people. Like, as much as I want to go see Dave, I'm not going to right now. The TP hoarding. And the only thing about TP hoarding is I knew we were going to likely be sequestered or whatever you call it, socially distanced for a while. So I just wanted to make sure that we had enough for like 3 weeks for the family. Other than that, you don't need more than that. Tom's company has an office in Beijing. Oh, I saw that. I saw that, Terry, where they stamp the teachers did put a stamp on the kids' hands at the beginning of the day, and at the end of the day, if they'd washed their hands well enough and the stamp had come off, that they get a prize or, you know, whatever. I think that's brilliant. Very creative. I like that. But Tom's office, they have an office in Beijing, and his coworkers were stay at home quarantine for 45 days. Other strains have, oh, I lost it. It popped up and then it disappeared. They were stay at home sequestered for 45 days, but they're all now back to the office, and they are doing fine. They didn't lose anybody. And that's Beijing, China. So the office here now is everybody's working remotely for the foreseeable future. So the dog is over there trying to hide a toy in the couch, in the other couch. I'm trying to be sensible. Like, I'm trying to only buy enough supplies to last like a couple weeks and not, oh gosh, don't spray your body with Lysol. No, don't do that. Ouch, that would hurt. My hands are already getting red and chapped from washing them with soap too much, but that's a secondary problem because I was working at a school up until yesterday, so I was washing my hands frequently and then using hand sanitizer when soap and water was not available, like pumping gas and touching public things, that kind of thing. So, but obviously soap and water is the number one thing. So, but no, don't spray your body with Lysol. Years ago, I had someone shared, oh no, he was spraying Windex on his kid. That's terrible. That's terrible. Yeah, don't spray Windex on your kids. Don't spray cleaning products on people. They're not, but what I was going to say is years ago, it was like summertime and it was hot, and I had a package of wet ones in my car, and I didn't realize that, yeah, the Windex is a joke. Don't do that. I know, Carlene. I had a package of wet ones in the car, and it was a hot, sweaty day, and I took a wet one and I wiped my face with it. I got a chemical burn on my face from wet ones. Now, I think it could have been the antibacterial version. I just thought anything that was a wet one was a skin product like that you would use on babies. Like, I thought they were like safe, and I was a young person and I did that. I was stupid enough to do that. I took a wet one and I wiped my face with it, and I got a chemical burn. I looked like I had a chemical peel on my sensitive face for like a week. I mean, it was like noticeable. I walked into work and people were like, oh my God, what happened to you? I'm like, I wiped my face with a wet one. So yeah. So stupidity even runs rampant when you're trying to be logical. That might have been because they'd been in the heat of the car. Oh, that's interesting. So maybe I wasn't so stupid at all. I just wasn't aware. I don't know, but I hurt my face. Like it burnt, and like I peeled and stuff as if I had gotten a bad sunburn. So anyway, don't put products on your skin that are not meant for your skin. Even though I thought I was safe using a wet one, but my skin apparently is sensitive, especially my face. So I guess it's maybe safe for your hands, but nothing else. I don't know. So, all right, doggo is ringing the bell, so it's time for me to take him out. But I've enjoyed this time with you, and I intend to do live streams pretty frequently, or at least over the next 3 weeks. I have no schedule, so you'll just have to pop in and hope for the best. And no, of course not, Carlene. I know that you're not laughing at the poor child getting sprayed. That is not funny. I just think that's stupidity. Don't do that. Don't abuse people by using products on people or children that are not made for that purpose. Anyway, I gotta go, but I'll be doing live streams hopefully more frequently, and I still intend to do my Wednesday videos as best I can. So I will see you later. Thanks so much for spending this time with me. Let's stay connected, shall we? Okay, bye everybody.